Hi, I'm Phoebe. Do you want to hear my story? Then whoosh! Let's go back a few years. Mom sometimes reminded me of a military camp sergeant because she was always so strict. She rarely got me gifts, and she certainly never spoiled me. Mom often said that she was raised like that too, and that's why she was so strong and so independent. She just wanted the same thing for me. I remember running to her one night, terrified, and saying that there was a monster under my bed. Go and show that monster who the boss is. If it doesn't leave, make it pay rent. What can I say? Mom had a weird parenting method. A nasty boy called Harold lived next door to us. His parents adored and spoiled him. He was constantly bragging about his new toys, and it made my blood boil. One day, on his 8th birthday, Harold was given an amazing remote-controlled car. All the kids in our neighborhood were terribly jealous of him, and Harold got a swollen head. Hey Phoebe, if you give me your ice cream, I'll let you play with my car. Actually, in a week, Mom's gonna give me a toy just like yours for my birthday. It'll probably be even cooler. I wanted to be the center of attention too. So I told everyone that there would be clowns, trampolines, and a chocolate fountain at my party. Later, I asked my mom to make my dreams come true, but she organized a modest tea party with fruit instead of pizzas. She didn't even buy me a cake. Sweets are bad for your teeth. I hoped that the gift would cheer me up, but all my mom got me was a stack of books. They're more useful than toys. The other guests were yawning, bored out of their minds, and Harold was laughing the loudest. What an impressive party! It's impressive how lame it is. The children took the gifts that they had brought for me, and they gave them to Harold so he would let them play with his car. Everyone left, and I was all alone. I was terribly mad at my mom, but even more so at Harold. It was supposed to be my day, and I was supposed to be the center of attention. He'd ruined everything. So that evening, I snuck into his yard and I broke his favorite toy. He saw me and looked like he wanted to pounce on me. You psycho, what'd you do that for? You deserved it. Our parents came and stopped us from fighting like wildcats. But since then, we became mortal enemies. We couldn't get over it. Even when we grew up, we didn't miss any chances to mess with each other. One day, Duke, a guy I really liked, came up to me. Harold saw it and told Duke that he could get lice from me. Oh, I should go. See you later, maybe. Duke left, and I swore I'd get back at Harold for that. Mom hadn't changed at all either. Mom, can I get a new phone? No. Can I get a new piercing? No. Can I go to a concert with my friends? No, no, and no. Quit wasting money, Phoebe. Ugh! It was like she didn't know any other word. All of my friends were bragging about the things their parents gave them. Expensive cosmetics, gadgets, and trips. I could only envy them and lie. I told everyone I only bought my clothes in expensive boutiques so they wouldn't laugh at me. But one day, my friends saw me shopping with my mom at a sale. They were in stitches. Hello, police! Hurry up, I just witnessed a crime against fashion! Oh, please kill me now. One day, I was preparing a biology project with my classmate at her house late at night. My mom was supposed to pick me up, but she was held up at work, so I had to walk home. It was already dark, but I didn't live that far away, so I was sure that nothing bad would happen to me on the way. I was almost there when a monster jumped out from behind the bushes. Boom! I'm just kidding. I saw people partying in Harold's backyard. And of course, it was his birthday. There was a gorgeous new car in his garage. Can you believe it? Apparently, that was his gift this year. Harold was such a bastard. Why did he always get the best of everything? I lost my temper and I decided I would teach him a lesson. I snuck into his yard, took a piece of cake, and was about to smear it on the hood of his car. But then I saw the birthday boy heading towards the garage. Oh no, I had to get out of there. I tried to run away, but I dropped the cake, slipped on it, and fell over. Ugh, my leg. I couldn't get up, but then Harold came up to me and helped me up. Luckily, he didn't understand what I had been planning to do to his gift. Hey, idiot, what are you doing here? I'm sunbathing, can't you see? He saw me rubbing at my bruised leg and offered to bring me to the doctor. He immediately went back to his party after leaving me at the hospital, and I was told I pulled a muscle. The doctor dressed my leg and prescribed me bed rest. A second later, my worried mom burst into the ward. Phoebe, what happened? I ran into some thugs and, fell while running away from them. Yeah, that's it. I lied because I was just afraid that my mom would be mad if she found out the truth. And then I almost fell over in shock when Mom burst into tears and threw her arms around me. Oh, sweetie, it's all my fault. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't stayed late at work and picked you up. Wow, I didn't know she could be so affectionate. We came back home, and my life turned into a fairy tale. Mom had never been so caring before. I spent all day lying on the couch while she brought me sweets and gave me gifts. She even sent me to a spa hotel and paid for it. My friends probably turned green with envy when they saw me get a massage and a manicure in my stories. I realized that as long as my mom felt guilty, I would keep getting everything I wanted. I took advantage of the situation and tried to look pathetic. One day, I saw Harold driving around in his car through the window, and I had a brilliant idea. Mom, if I had a car, I wouldn't have had to walk home in the dark. Of course, I'm not hinting at anything, but it's my birthday soon. And then I showed her a photo of an awesome sports car on my phone. Say no more. We'll throw a huge party, and I will do everything to keep you safe, sweetie. Yay! My plan worked. Soon, the doctor let me take the bandage off my leg, and we spent a lot of money on the party. I sent out invitations to my friends, and even called Harold so he would see that my car was cooler than his and die of envy. There was everything I dreamed of at the party. A giant cake, a chocolate fountain, a famous rapper Noah, and his girlfriend Norma came to perform. Can you believe it? The guests were impressed, and I was the center of attention and even dared to flirt with Duke. Finally, it was time for me to open my presents. Phoebe, didn't I promise you I'd keep you safe? Surprise! Mentally, I was already driving my brand new car as my friends and Harold looked on in envy. However, my dreams burst like a bubble as soon as my mom showed me she had installed surveillance cameras everywhere in the house and put bars on my window. What? Is this my gift? Where's my new car? Why would you need a car, sweetie? I'll drive you to school and pick you up after it. After all, I'm working from home now and I will always be there to make sure nothing bad happens to you ever again. That was not the surprise I'd been expecting, and the worst part was that Harold and the other guests burst out laughing when they realized that Mom treated me like a little kid. Ugh. Congrats on another lame party, sweetie. I wanted to erase that humiliating evening from my memory. Things kept getting worse by the day. Mom became obsessed with my safety. If I was in class, she would text me every half an hour to ask if I was okay. She also picked me up after school and immediately took me home. With all the cameras and bars there, I felt like I was living in prison. One day, I accidentally smelled pepper and sneezed at lunch. Mom immediately dragged me to the hospital and asked doctors to run all sorts of tests. She was acting crazy. One day, my friends invited me to the cinema. I tried to sneak out of the house, but Mom saw and followed me. She didn't approve of the blockbuster we chose and made us watch a cartoon for kids. My friends got mad at me for that. Thanks for ruining the evening, Phoebe. I thought nothing could cheer me up. However, that evening, Duke suddenly liked my photo and sent me a friend request. We chatted late into the night and agreed to go on a date. Finally, something good happened to me. I was so afraid that my mom would embarrass me again, I asked her to stay at home. Please, I don't need a bodyguard. I just want to go on a date with a guy. Don't worry, Phoebe. I won't let you down. At first, everything was going great. Duke and I went on a walk and eventually came to a cafe. I decided to touch up my makeup while he was ordering us hot chocolate. And all of a sudden, I saw my mom behind me in the mirror. She was sitting at one of the tables and watching us like some sort of secret agent. Holy heck, Mom promised not to follow me. I lost my temper and stormed up to her. Hey, James Bond, why are you following me? I'm sorry, but I had to make sure this boy isn't going to hurt you. There are so many mean young men in the world. Duke came back with our drinks. Mom gave up on being a spy and started to interrogate my boyfriend. She asked him who his parents were and what he was interested in. I was so embarrassed, I just wanted to go invisible. Duke looked uncomfortable as well and decided to leave. I suddenly remembered that I need to do a thing. See you later, maybe. Mom said that since my date failed, she would be waiting for me in the car. I decided I might as well drink my hot chocolate first. I was in such a shitty mood, and then I saw Harold. It turned out that he worked part-time in that cafe. Hi, Phoebe. I saw what happened. Are you just gonna gloat? No, I just wanted to say that I get it. If you want to prove to your mom that you're responsible and independent, you should get a part-time job like me. We're looking for waiters, by the way. A job? Hell no. I came up with a better plan to teach Mom a lesson. If she thought I was a helpless little girl, then that's how I would act. I started bothering Mom about every little thing. I woke her up in the middle of the night to tell her I had a nightmare. I would ask her to blow on my hot soup. It was like I was a toddler again. Mom had no more time to rest or work. One day, I called her from a store, and I anxiously told her I had a problem. She immediately rushed there, scared out of her mind, and asked me what had happened. I can't choose milk. Help me. Mom's eyes started twitching. She was so tired of taking care of me that she finally said the words I'd been waiting for. Okay, Phoebe, you win. You need to grow thorns or you'll be completely helpless in the future. From this moment on, I give you complete freedom. Yay! It worked! And this time, Mom kept her word. She stopped controlling my every move, and I could do whatever I wanted. So, I went to parties and came home late at night. A couple of times, I even slept over at my friend's house without asking for permission. Mom glared at it with distaste, but she didn't say a word. My friends envied my freedom. I felt more confident by the day, and soon, I decided to try my luck with Duke again. Hi, I know what you're doing tonight, taking me out on a date. At first, he hesitated, but when I said I'd stop being a mama's girl, Duke cheekily grinned. Let's do something risky then. I agreed without asking any questions. I wish I had, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That evening, I met Duke and his friends, and we came to the cafe where Harold worked. Why are we here? They're already closed. Duke smiled slyly and told me they liked sneaking into cafes and shops after closing and hanging out there. That didn't sound fun. Was that even legal? Are you coming? I didn't want them to think I was a coward, so I nodded and I followed them. We made our way into the cafe through a small window and immediately squeezed our eyes shut when we heard a blaring sound. There was an alarm in the cafe they didn't know about. How did I not notice it when we came in here? Let's get out of here before the cops come. Duke and his friends had a lot of experience doing things like this and jumped back out into the street without any problem, but I couldn't reach the window. Hey, help me! Sorry, baby, but every man for himself. Damn it, they took off and they left me alone. A couple of minutes after that, the cops ran into the cafe and brought me into the station like I was some sort of criminal. I explained what had happened and I was allowed to call my mom, but she thought I was just pulling her leg again. Phoebe, I've already realized I should give you more freedom. Stop pranking me, I need to work. The policeman said that he couldn't let me go home without an adult. I had to spend the whole night there. Holy crud. How did it come to this? I couldn't close my eyes and thought that I had taught myself a lesson. The next morning, the cops called my mom and she came to the station. I had been lying to her for too long, so I told her how I'd actually hurt my leg. I'm sorry, Mom. It wasn't your fault. You should punish me. I thought that my mom would go ballistic, but she just sighed guiltily. If I hadn't been so strict on you, you wouldn't have had to lie to get gifts from me. We should both stop going to the extremes. You are grounded, though. We hugged, talked, and realized we should trust each other more. I got a job as a waitress at that cafe and started spending more time with Harold. It turned out he wasn't as much of a bastard as I'd always thought. I told him I got injured trying to smear his car with cake because I envied him. I was just so pissed off that you always got the best of everything. I'm sorry. Actually, the car wasn't a gift. I got this job to pay for it. Wow, that was actually pretty admirable. And then Harold surprised me again. Remember when I told Duke you had lice? I knew he was a bad guy and I didn't want you to hang out with him. After all, I kinda like you. Let's leave our grudges in the past. I nodded and I kissed him on the cheek. Eventually, I made enough money to pay the owner of the cafe for the damages and I kept working there. I liked making money.